All right, this is Module 1, Lesson 9, Homework Help. I'm going to show you how we got some of our answers for today's problems. Most of the students understood that when it's like units, such as tenths, hundreds, thousands, it was straightforward. The only difference was where the decimal line. So 1/10 plus 2/10 equals 3/10. 100ths plus 200ths equals 300ths. 1,000ths plus 2,000ths equals 3,000ths. Now it's going to look different for each one. So 3/10, hopefully they remember that it's the poop, then the tenths come next. All right, so here we have 0.03. And then 3,000ths is going to be 0.003. I kind of tell the kids that it should look backwards. It works with one digit. All right, so there's 3,000 backwards, 300 backwards, 3/10 backwards. Okay, so now we get into the more difficult ones. 14 plus 9, most of the students understood that it is 23. Now we're going to take this apart, and since we have 23/10, we have more than enough to make a 1. One way to think about it is dimes. If I had 23 dimes, I would have $2, and I would still have 3 dimes left over. Okay? Another way we showed it was with the place value chart. A handy dandy place value chart. Let me move it down here. If I had 23/10, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now I can gather and compose 10 of these and 10 more and move them to the ones, which will give me 2 ones and 3/10. All right, and if you use the board, even if you don't write them, if you use the place value chart, you will see how to write it. So it's going to be 2.3. How do I know? Because it's 2.3. Also, my 3 needs to be in the tenths place. And this is decimal tenths place. Tenths. Okay, and then this is in my ones place. Even if you were here, you would see 23/10. All right, so now we're going down to 27 plus 5. Most of the students understood that this was 32. Again, we're going to decompose it. Same thing's happening here, but this time we have 32 in the hundreds place. I hope I can show you both. All right, and then again, we can group 10 of these and move it over. 10 of these and move it. We're going to compose them into tenths. And that gives us a number of 22. Or excuse me, 30. Oops, I missed a bunch of them, so sorry. That was my mistake. It's 32, so I need to put these over here. It's one of the problems of doing it in this small. Okay, so now it's 32. All right, that was my mistake. So we have 3/10 and 2/100. So hopefully they can see how to put the 3 in the tenths place and put the 2 in the hundredths place. All right, now we have 35 plus 8. 35 plus 8. Okay, so that is 43. Let me change my color here. 43 thousandths. All right, hopefully you can see that's 403 thousandths. So it's going to be 0.0. My 3 is going to be over here, so my 4 is going to land right here. This is the hundredths place, or thousandths place. This is in the thousandths place. Okay, and the 4 goes right in front of it. All right, so now we get into a little more complicated. 6 tenths. So you might want to write it out. 6 tenths, 0 hundredths, and 3 thousandths. So it's right there, 603 thousandths. All right, here we have 7 ones. Then we have a decimal. And we have 2 tenths plus 4 tenths. All right, hopefully you can see that that is 76 tenths, which is 7.6. Now we have 2 thousandths. Here they're trying to throw you off. So make sure you know that 2 thousandths, people think it's 1,000 because it's the first one, but be careful. Plus 9 ones and 5 thousandths. So it's going to be 9,007 thousandths. Which is going to look like 9.007. The 7 is in the thousandths place. And then we put the other numbers in front of it. All right, now the basic algorithm is basically what's happening there, and we're going to show that in the next example. The students have A and D to do for this, so I'm going to do, oh, actually it doesn't matter, this is the practice. So we have 0.3, 0.82, and we're adding them together. Now, the important thing to remember here is that our decimals line up, our tenths line up, and our hundredths line up. Even our ones line up. There's nothing here. So we can pretend that there is a 0 there. Okay, if you need to. But you don't have to. So this is 2, because 0 plus 2 is 2. Now here, 8 plus 3, what's going to happen is we have 11. All right, I'm doing this on purpose with the color. We're going to bring down our decimal. And as you can see, I put 11s right here. All right, I composed one of my tenths and moved it over to the ones. So now I have a 1 in the ones place. So my answer is 1.12, 1 and 12 hundredths. All right, here we go with the next one. 1.03. Then I have a 0.08. Again, line up your decimals. Okay. Now 8 plus 3, we already did that. That's 12. Okay. Now I had 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 gives me 12. And then 1 plus 0 equals 1. All right, here we go again. 7 and 3 tenths plus 2 and 8 tenths. This is standard algorithm. 8 plus 3, we already know that. We just did it. It is 12. Okay. Now what happens here is we have 7 plus 2 plus 1. It'll give me 10. Technically, I'm supposed to put 1 up there in the hundreds, in the tens place, but you see what happens there. So it's 10 decimal 2. I just wrote the 10 down. Okay? Now moving over, we have 57 decimal 03. 57 and 3 hundredths plus 2 and 8 hundredths. Again with that 11, excuse me. Oh my gosh, I've been doing this all wrong, huh? I did it right the first time, did it wrong the next time. I'm glad I caught my mistake. That's important for the kids to catch their mistakes as well. See, I did it 3 times. 1 out of 3 times I got it wrong. All right. So now we have the rest. Okay, and we have 9 here, and we have 5. So 59 and 11 hundredths. Okay, so the important thing is to make sure that they're lined up. The tens are lined up, the hundreds are lined up, the ones are lined up, and the tens are lined up. So make sure that decimal is all in line. See the line? And you'll be fine. All right, hopefully that's helpful. Our word of the day, bonus word time. I don't think I've used this one. I hope not. Is popcorn. I'm eating popcorn right now for my lunch. Hopefully that's helpful. And tomorrow we're going to do subtraction. It's kind of the same thing. So